There is always a video. Yes, there is always a video exposing these individuals for what they are. Now, we always see Labour MPs and Islamist MPs come out and try and make out that they're sort of squeaky clean. They have no skeletons in their closet, so to speak, and that they are the patron saints and are going to be rejecting fascism and calling everything racist. Now, we seen that on BBC Question Time yesterday. The left thought they got their gotcha moment on the Reform Party. But after that, well, he was left completely humiliated as a video surfaced completely contradicting his point that he made on Question Time. Now, Question Time's subject was, of course, talking about Nigel Farage's comments where he spoke about children in Glasgow schools that 1 in 3 of them speak English as a second language. Now, people say that he framed that the wrong way. I don't think it's outlandish whatsoever, and I do find it fairly concerning when a third of students in Glasgow schools aren't even Scottish. But more to the point, there was more studies that came out with regard to this, suggesting that children in Glasgow schools can't even speak English fluently. Now, this is an issue. Guys, let's go through this Question Time segment. And then I'm going to be showing the expose at the end where he completely humiliates himself, as the left did think that they got their gotcha moment on Reform. As always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We have released our brand new t-shirts. Do shop the collection by going down into the link in the description or heading over to BritishStand.com. Thank you, and let's get into the video. So yes, let's take it away.
There you go.
Reportedly, 1 in 3 kids in schools in Glasgow don't speak English as a first language. Why does this matter?
So this has come up, James, and I'm sure this is why you're referring to it, because Nigel Farage, your new leader, Malcolm, talked about the fact that 29% of primary school pupils in Glasgow have English as a second language, and he described it as the cultural smashing of Glasgow. Is he right, Malcolm?
Well, I wouldn't use that language. But what we're dealing with here
So what's wrong with that language? What's wrong with that language?
I know. The immigration issue we're dealing with is something which is a worldwide issue, a European issue. And it's coming at us fast, and faster than we've ever seen before. If you think about the whole of the 20th century, 1 million people came to the UK. So far in the first 25 years of this century, 7 million people have come to the UK. That's a lot of people, right? Now, we have a tradition in our country of being welcoming to people from other shores and welcome them in so long as they come in to work and contribute, learn our language, adopt our culture, adopt our values. We've got a strong tradition of that. This statistic is highlighting just the fact that this is happening faster and bigger than we've seen before. We've got a lot of people coming in from places that we don't know so well, where cultures are not so aligned. We need to integrate. We need to integrate to make our communities cohesive. And the question is, how do we do that when we've got this speed of immigration coming in, and it's costing a lot of money? If you think about Glasgow, has got 100 million black hole next year in its budget, and Glasgow councils are saying that 2/3 of that, 66 million, is dealing with the immigration and asylum issue. That's a lot of money, and there's a lot of money being had to be paid for the people who are here already, who are welcoming and want those people to come fine, but they want to know who they are, and they want to know that they can assimilate into our culture. And the number one thing surely is we have to speak the same language.
Why are you presuming they're new migrants? Why are you presuming they don't speak English? And why are you using Glasgow children to spread your bile and poison into our communities? It's utterly shameful. And you might not agree with the language. You might not agree with the language Lord offered, but you need to own it, because that's what you are part of now. You are part of a political party that deliberately spends tens of thousands of pounds questioning my loyalty to Scotland and lots of other people's loyalty to Scotland. And all you really are is a poisonous, odious man hiding behind the badge of reform, looking to divide our communities rather than change our communities. And let's not forget Lord offered that when I was here serving the community of Paisley as a local NHS dentist, you were an advisor to Ian Duncan Smith. You were the man that served in Boris Johnson's government and Liz Truss's government. So don't you dare try to be the great champion of working class communities in Scotland. People have seen your light before and rejected them, and I've got no doubt they'll reject them again.
Can I come back?
Why is everyone in that question time audience as a plant? Why is everyone clapping to that as if that's like echoing the rhetoric of the country? Guys, look at the polls, for God's sake. Half of the country are wanting a right-wing party into power. I hate the BBC, I really do. Clap when he speaks, like obviously putting up a sign there to suggest that. But anyway, as you've seen there, Anna Swar was outraged, completely outraged at the suggestion his loyalty to Scotland was questioned. But Anna's previously, and this wasn't too long ago, appeared on stage calling for Pakistanis to take over government. Don't believe me? Well, have a watch.
You are part of a political party that deliberately spends tens of thousands of pounds questioning my loyalty to Scotland and lots of other people's loyalty to Scotland.
We will only truly get real power if we just have more Pakistanis sitting in council chambers and parliaments, but actually having more Pakistanis and South Asians sitting in the corridors of power making the decisions. And that's where I'll end tonight, is to say the change is coming. And the days where our South Asian community are viewed as a vote bank or a curry bank are well and truly gone. The days where South Asian communities get to lead political parties and get to lead countries is now upon us. The days when South Asian communities get to decide not just which school our children go to, but what they are taught in those schools is also coming.
So yeah, there you go, guys. As stated, the left was celebrating that as a gotcha moment to reform yesterday. Thought that was his mic drop moment, but of course, reality and the truth always comes out with these individuals. They've always got something in their closet. And actually, funnily enough, that speech is kind of reflecting modern day politics inside the United Kingdom. So he's kind of getting his way, in all honesty. But again, listen, why have we come to a country now where a leader of a party is insinuating, and I think one of the questions there on BBC Question Time was, does it matter if 1 in 3 people, children in Scotland can't speak English fluently? Absolutely it does. Like, what even question is that? This is how liberal our country has got, that we're actually even suggesting that this is so outlandish to ask that an individual speaks English if they are integrated into the country's schooling system. Of course it is, and they're holding behind other students in the class if they can't speak English at an adequate level. And it's more to the point of the cultural shift. I've been in Glasgow, by the way, and I love Glasgow. As everybody knows, famously, the famous Glasgow Rangers are from there, so I'm very fond of that city. A lot of history, I like it, but my goodness me, you should see the sort of demographics around there is rapidly changing into something not like Scotland anymore. Let's put it that way. It's not really what Scotland was and what is. And we're seeing a lot of people coming in there. As we've heard Nigel Farage say, he said that Glasgow was almost used as a place where they just dumped these illegal migrants, people coming off lorries and whatnot, to come into the country. And Glasgow was more of a generous city. It was giving to all these individuals. And what you're seeing here is their city, I suppose, in serious decline. And you can blame other factors as well, of course. But I know the Scottish people are very much concerned on migration. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on this down there in the comment section below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.